Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Shepard, and I have a particular interest in helping children, helping teenagers, helping students discover more about their brain and finding out whether they're more left-brained or right-brained, and helping them look at what sort of studies would suit them better. In fact, I have a brain here, and probably most of you would know that the brain is divided into two halves, what we call left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. And so we have an instrument, or we have a survey form called YABDI. That's Y-A-B-D-I. YABDI stands for Young Adult Brain Development Instrument. And so what that helps is when the people fill it out, they get an orientation as to whether they are dominantly more left brain or dominantly more right brain. Because this then helps them decide on types of studies, for example, that would suit them better. So if we're a very left brain oriented person, then we're using more that part of the brain which deals with numbers and language and logic and so on. And so science, maths would be studies that they should do well. But alternatively, if we find they are more right brain oriented, then the right brain is the source of our creativity, imagination. It's our artistic self. And so usually people who are dominantly very right brain would be better suited to arts studies and even jobs and careers, so we can help people decide on what is the best career path to take. So lawyers, doctors to a certain extent, engineers, accountants would all be using very much their left brain. Whereas, of course, you probably guessed it, artists, musicians, singers, entertainers, they would be using more of their right brain. Now, two other interesting things occur when we look at the brain. You'll see that we've got this bigger outer layer called the cerebral cortex. It's like our thinking brain. And then inside is, deep in the middle, is our emotional brain, something called the limbic system. Now, the profiling tool that we're using, YABDI, also helps us discover whether we're more cerebral thinking type person using our so-called thinking cap, or whether we are more inclined to be influenced by our emotions and our emotional brain, the limbic system. Because certain types of jobs require for us to maybe express our emotions, deal with emotions. The so-called emotional intelligence is in the emotional brain, how we manage emotions. Whereas the more clinical, analytical, the language, that then is that outer layer, the cerebral cortex. So when people find out and discover whether they are more, left or right, or thinking or emotional, this gives us more information to help them decide on those studies most suited to them and career choices, which they will not only probably do better, but they will enjoy more. And if you enjoy doing, something, you inevitably will do it better. And so this helps a great deal. The concept of brain dominance is what we call it, and all the paired organs in the body are dominant. We know about left-handedness, right-handedness. We have left-eyedness, right-eyedness. Just like that, we have also then our left brain and our right brain. So this, when we put the two together, we call it whole brain. And of course, in real life, these brains are not separate. Of course, they're not surgically severed and cut. So there's an integration, a flow of information between the left and the right hemispheres at exceedingly high speed. It's almost like a piece of tissue in there would be like a fiber optic cable with zillions of information going in just a split second between the left and the right. Now some people, but a very small percentage, only about 3%, are actually balanced. So it's almost like very, very rarely do you find someone who is completely balanced with their hands. Ambidextrous, we call it. Very small percentage. Could write equally well with both hands. But that's a bit like the brain. A small percentage of people seem to be able to iterate across and use the whole brain very, very well. So I hope that helps give you some idea about the tool that we use, the instrument, or a survey form is probably a better way of calling it, called Yabdi, and helping people with their career choices, further or higher studies. It's been nice talking to you. Thank you very much.